Hi there, my name is Letitia Pfinder and welcome to my channel for day 4 of 7 days of Christmas cards. Today's card is a stamped and Copic colored winter scene. So I just started off by cutting out a mat with white cardstock, and I've gone in and I've grabbed my stamps and my stamping tool, and the stamps I'm using come from just a free stamp set that I got with a stamping magazine, and it's by Clear Impressions and it's called Just Chillin. And I've gone in with I look at them like slopes, like like winter hills, but it could easily be a branch or whatnot. Anyways, I've gone in with it and I've stamped it in Momento Tuxedo black ink just to create our background. And then I've gone in with the larger tree stamp and I've stamped it with some green, from the lighter green from my ColorBox Petal Point. And then I've just gone ahead and stamped the star with it, just with some yellow from the same ink pad. And I went in with the smaller tree stamp and I've placed them twice in the background and just keep restamping, kind of just on the smaller hill there. I want to make them look like they're a little bit bunched together, like they would in like a little forest off in the distance. Now I am stamping them in color, and I did this just because I wanted a base color there before I started coloring over them. And this will work well, especially if you're using like pencil crayons or anything like that, something that might show through. See, now I'm using Copics, but you can use whatever you have or whatever you like. And I'm going to explain what I'm doing in the Copics, but hopefully you can kind of translate it to whatever medium you want to use. So for the bigger tree, I started off by coloring it with G07, which is Nile green. And I'm purposely going in and making it not so smooth, so it's a little almost sketchy coloring, just because I wanted it to have a little bit of texture and I wanted the color to vary a bit while I was coloring. And then for the smaller trees in the background, I actually went with a different color, and I started coloring a couple of them in YG09, which is lettuce green. And I knew that I wanted to vary the colors of these ones in the background because I wanted some to look closer and wanted some to look further away. And so I just started off with those, and then I went back in to my bigger tree and decided to add some darker highlights, some darker shadows. And I went in and did that with G29, which is pine tree green, which is appropriate, obviously. And I've just gone in where the branches stuck out. So underneath all of those branches, I've put in some green just to create a shadow. And then I decided that it would make a pretty good base color for a couple of the trees in the background, so I just used that. Now the trees in the background, I'm not giving a lot of detail to them. I'm just kind of going in and filling them in. They don't have any varying colors to them or anything. They're all just a base color. And for the star, I did go over it and I decided to go with Y15, and that's cadmium yellow. And then for the little rays coming off of it, I just used YG00, and I just lightly put a couple strokes in between where the points go inwards on the star. Now my go-to for snow, which I'm coloring in now, is to start off with some C1, which is cool gray number 1, and kind of give a bit of a base layer. I'm leaving some white spots, and then I go in with BV31, which is pale lavender, and then I go over that and I spread it out a bit into the white spot so you can see it. So it gives it a little bit of a blue-violet tint, which is very pretty and makes it look a little bit more like snow. So then I decided to add some snow to the trees, and obviously they're already colored in, so you can't remove that color. So I went in with just my white gel pen, and I'm adding just some little scribbles around where the snow would naturally fall. So anywhere that the tree juts out is where the snow would hit and stick. And I've done this with all of the trees. Then I went in with my Stickles, and I'm just using the silver to put some dots around to make it look like it's freshly falling snow and to add a little bling and sparkle to the card. And then I've gone in and just placed some along the bottom of the hills and slopes, just so that you can kind of tell that it's snow and it's falling and it's sparkly, like when snow first freshly falls. It's my favorite thing to look at. It's so pretty, so I wanted to add that to the card. Then just went in with some gold stickles and I added that to the star just to bring it all together. So this is a really easy scene to do if you guys are new to scenes. I like to try to keep my tutorials pretty simple for, you know, those of you who are like me that are still fairly new to card making, and I think that I'm a fairly good job doing that. I try to make it easy enough for you guys to follow along, so I hope that you can. And you know what, I actually forgot to mention, the tree trunks of the trees are done in E18, which is copper, and it's just a dark brown. So then I just used some craft pre-folded cardstock for a card, and I used a black mat around it, and there you have it. That's the end of the card. So I hope you guys are enjoying these videos, and be sure to check back tomorrow and check out the other ones. And until then, my crafty friends,